Not yet. Give it like 2 more minutes. It's good. Uh-oh. Okay. I see me on YouTube. Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Righty. Minimize that. And I look a little dark. Let me turn on the light. See a light outside here until Sunday. You know, when time go bad, girl, you ready? I'm not ready for it to be dark at 4:30. All right, all right, all right. So, welcome, welcome. I guess our our sisters will hop in here when they feel like they should. Um, but anyway, that's okay. We got this. This today we're gonna be talking about forgiveness. So the title for today's call or live, whatever you want to call it, is the art of forgiveness. So I've come up with a a few questions that will help us process forgiveness. And since it's just the two of us, it might go a lot faster than what it would typically do.
Okay.
So let me pull up what I got here. So I don't know if you guys been following the engagement questions on our Sis Be Real Facebook page, but I've been throwing questions out there like who deserves forgiveness? Have you learned how to forgive? Is there anyone you shouldn't forgive? And before I go over some of those questions and the answers that you guys gave, I'm going to let you know my stance on forgiveness. Like I think I've mastered like the low level forgiveness for I'll say low level because I mean like the stuff that's not so major, you know. Maybe it was a white lie or, something small to where it didn't impact me greatly. I wasn't, really moved or bothered by it. I think I've done that very easily. But the more hurtful experiences or the ones that I think I do not know how to forgive. I'll be honest. I'm not holding a grudge or anything. I just feel like some people don't deserve to be forgiven. But I don't want to think like that's my view. Uh, what's your view on forgive? You can feel you forgiving everybody. See, it's like what's your stand?
Um, I wouldn't necessarily say I've forgiven everybody, but I know it was a process. There's one person I can give you an example of in particular, and I mean this person irked my whole entire soul.
Go ahead.
My soul, my being, my everything. But what I realized is that it was affecting me more than it was that person. You get what I'm saying? So what I had to wind up doing is like praying on the situation and asking God to remove that feeling from me. And once I did that, now it no longer bothers me. So now I could see that person and I still remember, but I don't feel no type of way. I don't feel
Okay.
the hurt, the anger, the pain. And so I kind of use that example with other situations as well. So I kind of taught myself how to eventually forgive. But, I just feel like you just never forget.
Yeah, I can I can understand that. It makes sense. Definitely makes sense. Um, do you feel like there's ever anything that somebody could do to you that make you not want to forgive them?
No, because I feel like it affect me more so in the long run. It'll hurt me more than anything.
Okay. Okay. So, okay, cool. Now me on that level, I'm petty. Yeah, I think it is some stuff you just I
Uh-huh.
think it is. I'm learning though. I'm not perfect. Like I'm trying to get my life together. I think it is some stuff that I feel like forgiveness is too good for you. Like if you've done some major things. So let's start by before we go over like these questions, I came across an article that talks about the warning signs when unforgiveness is like eating you alive. Like when
Hmm.
it's becoming like it because it's in you, you thinking about it constantly, it starts to, deteriorate from the
Yeah, and that's how
inside.
I felt. Yeah.
Yeah, and I get it. So this page here gave me 14. I'm sorry. I meant to go and do that, sir. It gave me 14 clues. So the very first one says you've experienced a burst of anger, just like out of nowhere.
Hmm.
If you are struggling with forgiveness, you bottle it up. Of course, you don't speak about it. The person who is the recipient of the outburst is not usually the one who caused the stress or the pain that's
That's called
associated
anger.
with that experience. Um, and I can honestly say the the few people that I have chosen not to forgive,
Hmm.
I did have those outbursts. But they were not lashing out at other people. They were really more internal.
Hmm.
For me, like it looked like resentment. Like I felt stupid. I felt worthless. I felt all these negative things. When it was still bothering me at its like greatest point or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, you ever experienced that, sis?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very common. This site suggests that when you have those bursts of anger, to be mindful when
Hmm.
you start feeling that feeling, when you feel it like brewing inside of you. Know where you should always know what the source was that made you feel that way to begin with. But then if you're in the middle of an outburst, they're saying just catch yourself. It's never too late to like redirect your feelings about it, and make sure you always apologize to the person that was the victim, that wasn't the source.
Oh
That
yeah.
makes sense. It says take a deep breath and then you maybe go along, isolate yourself, and then think it out, because again you could do some harm to that victim that may be you can't repair it. You can't,
Right.
you want to stop it while you're ahead of yourself in real life. The second clue that the second clue that you're not in a forgiveness stage is that you're petty and impulsive. Petty. I'm still petty at some point, but we go through these in stages. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna read those scriptures you posted, and I'm gonna get there or whatever. It says when interacting with a person who you struggle to forgive, do you make snide remarks, like shade them? Do you talk down on them, bad about them to other people? Do you send them passive aggressive text messages or comments? And they call it mudsliding.
Right.
No, mudslinging. Is it sliding?
It should be slinging.
Slinging, yeah, mudslinging.
Hmm.
Um, where it's slippery if you keep going. It's gonna be real messy if you don't fix it. But you are powerless because you haven't forgiven them. And that's very important too, because the word powerless, you feel powerless because it's consuming your thoughts, right? um, to a certain extent. And I always try to tell people, and I don't ever take my own advice. I swear I'm so great at giving other people advice, but when it comes to me, I don't take it. I don't know what that's called, but uh, it's a word for it, I'm sure.
Hmm.
I say, don't give nobody the power. Take your power back, and it's probably easier said than done, but it is a thing. Um, I don't know if I personally have been like petty towards the person because I feel like the source. I'm gonna say the source. I don't
Hmm.
feel like I've been petty or impulsive towards them because once I realized what they did to hurt me, I haven't looked back. Like I cut off all ties and access. Um, these people can't call me or know where I live or none of that. Like you cut off. And I don't mind losing a few people. You know what I'm saying? I ain't messed up about it.
Yeah.
Which is why forgiving people, it ain't on my list because I can just cut you off. I don't have to deal with you. Am I consuming it in my head though?
Right.
Sometimes, yeah, and
It's like they living rent free in your head. That's the thing.
yeah, yeah,
So why would
yeah,
you let somebody who you don't care for to that extent have a place rent free in your head, and that space in that compartment can be used for something else?
um, that is so very true. The another one that says, you are desperate to make that person, the source,
Look
understand
back.
how you feel.
Oh,
Um, So that looks like revenge sometimes, right? If we go through the stages, it look like I'm gonna get you back. I'm gonna hurt you like you hurt me, or I'm trying to hurt you worse than what you hurt me. Sometimes like if it's a romantic or like a girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife type of relationship, you want to just even the playing field. I mean, I get it. I do it always make you feel any better? No, I can
not
tell you that.
necessarily, you're right.
Yeah, it just make you really like think I just did that for nothing. That was stupid after you do it. You ever did the revenge game? Before you got to a point where you were able to just forgive everybody. You ever do the revenge game?
I'm sure. Probably said stuff, try to make them look bad to other people. So, misery love company. So you don't want to be feeling like you're the only person that hate this person. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So you try to find any and everything to tarnish their character so you could feel better.
Yeah. One of the things it said to do instead is to um it says it's hard to swallow, but the person may never recognize what they've done to
Mhm.
you. Accepting and letting go are the key aspects of forgiveness. A time-tested way to do this is to write them a letter that you do not intend to send. So write the letter, don't send it though, but this gets it out of your head and onto
It's a release.
it,
Yeah.
it is a release. It says do this with the ultimate intention of destroying it and letting go of all of its contents.
Hmm.
Oh, I think I'm gonna do that. I like that. I
Well, it's
never
been
thought to
a
just
time that like I've written stuff. Say for instance, I was gonna write a post on social media. Be like,
Mhm.
oh, these whatever the case may be. And then you get ready to press post, you be like, oh hell no. You felt better though because you wrote it, but
Yeah.
you never send it because you basically got discernment because God basically telling you like you ain't even gotta go there. You just
Hmm.
really wanted to get it out your system and then take it from there.
Yeah, and it's kind of like that second one I said, you're petty and impulsive. Sometimes those something like that with social media, it's impulsive because you're in that feeling right now.
Right. Oh, I
But
wish I
if
had saved the thing. It was from 2 Sundays ago. You know how Facebook say, tell us your day or write about how you feel.
mhm. What's
Bishop
on
Bronner,
your mind?
what's on your mind? Bishop Bronner was like, do not use Facebook or social media as your journal.
Okay, I
Like, please
remember that.
don't. Yeah, he was like, please don't, because that's how you just it's just like a rabbit hole.
Yeah. I
And then
mean,
you
you
get,
might get a few likes and some
oh
views,
yeah, because
but
people love drama and man.
yeah, definitely, definitely. Um, I ain't gonna go through all 14, but I'm gonna share this article in the comments and on the Facebook page. It said one of them says you hate yourself. Ooh, you hate yourself. I think that ties back to when I was saying I didn't value myself. I kind of resent. I felt all these things like guilt, shame, self judgment, self sabotage. Those are all features letting you stuck in unforgiveness. You may not realize that you're being so hard on yourself because you decide to withhold the forgiveness. Um, I could definitely see that because you start that thought of not forgiving them turns into how you look at yourself at some point,
Hmm.
which is none of that is good for you. The shame, the guilt, the self esteem that goes with it. Um, None of that. It's crazy. It kind of just makes sense to do it. It just as I'm reading on, it's like, why am I holding on to something from 25 years ago? Like, oh, I can say that. I'm 43. Oh my God.
Well, I was gonna say, this is lady I went to church with. She became a friend. At some point, her son was killed. Okay, he was like 16 years old, and when I heard her say she forgive the person who did it, I said, "Oh, you good." Oh,
Oh,
you good. Like really forgave them, spoke down, sat down, had a conversation with the family and everything. And it took me a minute to really process, like, how can you forgive somebody who killed your only son?
wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's deep.
Yeah,
You have to really be to a certain place and level mentally to have that type of forgiveness.
absolutely.
She's
You
never
got
gonna
to.
see her son again.
Whew, that one.
Hmm.
I need to. Ooh, how do you do that though? Like, how
That's
do
what
you?
we should have had on the call. Because when she first said that to me and she told me that, I was like, what? How, Sway? But then you do see it all the time. You see people who in prison for murder and stuff like that, and eventually the family going hard. They're going hard, and at some point they be like, I gotta let it go. It's gonna
Yeah,
keep eating us up. We're not gonna never be able to move forward.
right, right. Yeah, that shit would have been dope on her. I'm trying to see what's another one. Another one was you refuse to confide in others. We live in a culture where reaching out is like considered a sign of weakness,
Mm-hmm.
and you may be like withholding forgiveness because of how you're going to appear in other people's eyes. Is another reason. It says, but if you're reeling from hurt, it may be helpful to share your feelings with a trusted friend, someone that's non-gossipy or non-judgmental.
Yeah.
The difference is that when you gossip, you focus on the actions of the source
Hmm.
instead of focusing on your own feelings and owning them. So, as long as you got that, the key word was somebody that's trustworthy
Yes.
to vent to, because the telephone game is crazy out here nowadays. What
Yeah.
you say could turn into something completely different, and then it causes other emotions in you, and you're not focused on how you're feeling. You're focusing on something else. Um, it says you should identify two or three of your friends you can confide in and reach out to them today. Don't think about it. Don't second guess. Just reach out to somebody like immediately. Make that like your action item to do right away, and that will. But what if you don't have that? Right? What if
I
you
was
don't
just saying,
have them?
oh, you gotta make sure they're not messy. Because like I said,
Yeah.
people just want to just listen and hear what you have to say, you know?
Be
And
nosy.
I have certain people I consider my sis, some as my best friend, some as just business partners, but it's certain people I would go to for certain things.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna go talk to her and I know she run her mouth, but if I'm
Right.
gonna talk to her about something pertaining to something else, then that's good.
Right. Yeah. Who you're venting to is so just as important as to what you're venting to them about.
Right.
Um, so a couple questions that we're gonna go through, and it's only a few, it's not very many.
Mm-hmm.
Um, to you and your words, like the way you process things, what is forgiveness and why do you think it's important?
Forgiveness is the ability to be able to let something go mentally and emotionally. And why it's important is because it affects you physically and mentally and emotionally. Because if you keep harboring it, it's going to eat you up inside and it could cause you to have, to snap out and, I've been so angry where my nose was just bleeding out the blue. So that's why, because it affects you in the long run in different ways.
Yeah, yeah. For me, forgiveness is, of course, letting go of that initial feeling of whatever the source gave you from their actions,
Mm-hmm.
to where it no longer like hurts you or harms you or cause ill feelings towards the person. And it's not something that you can expect to happen right away.
Mm-hmm.
Just like people grieve in their own way, people will forgive in their own way. I can honestly say that I associated with I associated forgiveness with me getting over the initial feelings that that source caused me.
Mm.
Not intentionally saying that I forgive them, not not giving a label to it, just going off of how the whole situation making me feel today was
Mm-hmm.
my form of forgiveness.
Yeah.
But is that technically the right way to forgive? That's why I say I never learned how to
I
forgive.
was
I
gonna say,
just
is it really forgiveness? If you were to, and let's say it's a person, because I don't
mhm.
know exactly what it is. If you were to see him or her right now, will your whole anything change? Would you be like, hey, this, like, feel some type of way? Or you just be like, oh, what up? Oh, hey. Or just don't even speak.
um
If you know that it's gonna make you feel any kind of way, you ain't really forgave that person.
oh, I don't know because I haven't stepped back. I'm saying I don't go backwards. I haven't really been in the presence of the people that
Well, you'll know if you ever get in
yeah.
that person's presence, if anything about your body language changes or something triggers, you're really different. Because you can, like you said, you can cut somebody off 24/7. But until you truly forgive, you won't know until you put in that situation. Oh, let me tell you real quick. This one girl, that's my shoulder be popping out of place, right? Because I got into a fight with this one girl who spit in my face.
Oh no, see.
Spit in my face,
No,
right?
she didn't.
Yeah, she did. That's how I dislocated my shoulder. No, every year my shoulder pops out of place like 2 or 3 times a year. So I'm at work one day and my best friend sends me a GoFund. I'm not looking at it like, okay, I'm like, well, let's see if I could donate. This person lost everything. Their clothes, their important documents, their kids' stuff, their place of living, lost everything. I looked to see who it was, and it was a girl who spit in my face.
Wow.
Do you know? I was like, what do you do? Do you donate anything? Or do you be like, that's on them?
That's karma.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. When you put in situations like that, that's
hmm
how you know if you really, really over it. I mean,
Oh.
everything. And I went to donate and I just happened to look at the picture and I seen who it was and I said, ooh, do I still press this button?
But okay. In that situation though, did you prior to that seeing that donation page, did you make the conscious decision to forgive her? You see what I'm saying? To be able to come to the point where you want to push the button, or
I
where
never
you still
thought
like
about the
mid.
person no more. I never,
Yeah, so
like,
you okay.
that's what I said. It's kind of like how you say cut a person off,
Yeah.
right? So that person was cut off from me mentally. So I never even had the thought of did I really forgive this person or not? I didn't know how I truly felt until that situation happened.
Okay. Right. And so what did you do? We want to know what you do.
I still donated. I ain't
You
donated as
did.
much as I would have, but I had at the end of it, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be blessed for it regardless, and it's not about her. She got kids. And she displaced and misplaced everything. I don't even think I put who it came from. I think I just put anonymous.
But she had kids when she spit in your face, right?
Absolutely.
See, that's why I'm petty. I'm sorry. I see you better than me. Way better than me. Um, what would you suggest someone do? Um, what would you suggest that someone do if they are struggling with forgiving somebody?
Shoot, the only thing I did is ask God to remove that feeling from me. That's the only
Hmm.
thing I can. I don't know what people with different religious beliefs are or how they feel, but that's what I did, and that's what helped me. It was hard though, cause who, huh?
I'm sorry, I was talking to Sienna.
Uh, but no, that's all I say. It was a process.
Um, since I am struggling, I'm not gonna answer that question, but this article says if you are struggling with unforgiveness, it's important to be mindful of your reactions and feelings. You can try pausing for engaging with the person, putting space in between you, of course, writing a letter again that we mentioned before, writing a letter that you do not intend to send, but you're getting all of those emotions out on paper. Focus on self-reflection and taking responsibility for your own feelings in the matter. Because that's the one thing that you can't control is how you feel about um, the situation. And then creating new positive experiences, ones that could consume your time versus whatever negative that you went through. We say it may be helpful to seek professional advice, such as therapy, to work on the process of forgiveness. Is what this article recommends. Um, I wonder when would be a okay time to look into therapy. Like at what level is it? Would you say, in your opinion, it would be when it's been 6 months, a year, or or whatever amount of time you still thinking about it, still causing like harmful thoughts?
I don't even think you could set a time on that. It's gonna
Yeah,
be for different people.
yeah, that's true. And then what the person did, and
Right.
whether or not somebody you got to live with every day, or
Yeah. Every
the
room.
constraints of whatever that relationship looks like. Um, yeah, it's hard for me. Like I have a couple scenarios where I chose not to forget the people, but I tried like with one of them, which happens to be my my relationship with my daddy. Like you hear people all the time say like you only get one daddy, right? You only get one mama, but they only get one me. Like and I'm being petty. You only get one of me. Like you ain't got another. Like so why I gotta be the one that why I gotta be the one of to do something different. But
Well, yeah, right. Why I always have to be a bigger person.
yeah, but I get to. But what I did was instead of forgiving, I just tried to start building a different relationship with the person.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't work though, sis. Like
Mm-hmm.
I still have those original feelings there.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll cause me to be unreliable or not consistent enough to build that relationship. But I don't think it should be on me at the same time because again, I never forgave this person. Um, I think had I or when I because I still have time when I forgive this person, it'll probably be easier then. But I think I kind of need the person to know exactly what they did in the event that they don't know to what level it impacted my life. I think I need them to know that. For the other person, I I just forgive for my own good. Like it would do no good to hear this person sad or nothing. Would do no good for them to give me any kind of explanation because it no longer is a factor in my life. Like I think the only thing that still bothers me today is, my absent father in my life. But I'm gonna work on this. Like this is my
Mm-hmm.
thing. I'm gonna definitely work on that. I just, didn't know how to do it. Um, on this article, it said when you keeping a list of all the things they did to you, you're not at no point ready to
Right.
forgive. Like 'cause I remember he didn't give me this bike that he told me he was gonna give me. I remember came, got me about 17 times and then come. Like this
Yeah.
one, like what? Like when I was 6 or 7. Like that's 38, 30, 36 years ago.
Right. And people
And
will
I'm
still,
still,
still be talking about it.
yeah, and I still like, I still like almost drop a tear. Like you just had me left me hanging. You just left me there. Like you ain't even you weren't worried about who was raising me or nothing. Like I just was invisible like that. Yeah. I'm trying to let it go. Um, 'Cause that'll make me ooh, people don't want me to hate them. I'm the wrong person for somebody to hate. And I'm not a hateful person. If you're looking at this, just not seeing me, but I'm not a hateful person. You just gotta do some crazy stuff to make me want to get to that place.
Mm-hmm.
Um, some other recommendations that they have on here is if you're somebody that's replaying a situation or a scene over and over in your head, try meditation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it says once you've reached a state of deeper relaxation, bring your mind to a scene that's more peaceful for you instead of arriving to where you were.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like physically, like the physical part of unforgiveness looks like you could be running up your blood pressure thinking about it. You could want to harm yourself.
Ain't no if, it's real.
Yeah, harm somebody else. Um, or other like your body gonna respond in different ways to stress.
Mm-hmm.
It could look like you developing, just your organs start to shut down, your body be hurting every day.
And you
Like
figure out
that's
why. Because
yeah,
you harboring unforgiveness and hate and anxiety and everything else.
yeah, and it's all in your control. That's the crazy part. You think that you're not in control in this situation, but you are totally in control. It just don't feel that way because you haven't put a label on it, you haven't went through the proper steps to identify it and then to intentionally work to forgive. I think are all reasons why we don't. So we'll just rather take all the side effects of unforgiving
Yeah.
people and just deal with and medicate those,
Yeah.
which is
The easy way out.
yeah, but you probably taking years off your life. You know what? I might be taking years off my life, not forgiving my daddy. Hmm.
Well, the Bible say, well, that's when you disobedient and you talk messy, your parents, you shorten your days. So you ain't doing that. So you ain't taking no
No,
years off,
I
but
ain't
you
did that.
could be on the other aspect of it as far as being stressed out about it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You ever had to forgive a sibling for something they did?
Mm-hmm.
Is it any different when
We
it's
ain't
a
talked for
sibling?
3 years.
Huh?
We ain't talked for 3 years.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm. I can hold a grudge.
Now, what about now, present day?
We talk now. Our
What?
relationship isn't the same, but like you said, I had to learn to forgive to move on. And you have to start meeting people where they are. Like, okay, you know what? I know how this person is. I know how they get down. So why would I disappoint myself and expect more from that person?
Right, right. I tell my kids all the time, remove your expectations from people, and you can get to control the narrative. You get to control everything.
Yes.
About yeah, it's like taking your power back. Take your
Yep.
power back. Um, so we gave a few reasons why you want to forgive. Yeah, I heard from me, and I said it's some things that you can't be forgiven for, but after like really just talking it out, I mean, I guess I just should just because Kayla said so, or it says so, and it says so in the Bible to just forgive because it will put you in a better place. Just to go and get it out of your head, out your mind, um, because it's living there rent free, and it's not doing any good. It's not
No.
doing any good for you to have it. So you're gonna write it out. Y'all gonna write your letter, yeah, letter to the
I
source.
call it like a burn letter.
Yeah, oh yeah, we can burn it. We're gonna write a letter. I'm gonna write a letter. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna write the letter. Um, I'm gonna try to write it today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to write it today. I'm not gonna try, I'm going to write it today. And I'm going to burn it. And then I'm gonna let y'all know on
You gotta record yourself burn it.
okay, yeah. I'm gonna record myself writing it and then I'm gonna record myself burning it. And then I'm gonna put like honestly how I feel afterwards. Just to see if it's gonna work. Um, I don't know it. I don't know how I'm gonna feel, but we're gonna see. I'm going to also try meditation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna read Kayla dropped some scriptures from the Bible in the Facebook group that may have helped her get to a point where you were forgiving people. I'm gonna look over those and read those scriptures. Um, and what else? What else did it say? Write it out, meditation. Um, oh, separate yourself, of course, which that was the easiest thing to do. Separate yourself from the person, give it some time, um, so that you're not living in that reaction
Mm-hmm.
for a long period of time. And then take the take the fact that it's not good for your health into consideration. Most people will, if you tell them, show them something that is hurting them health wise, they more likely to look at it a little, to focus on it a little bit more. So you um can buy yourself a fresh start if you just forgive, even though the person may be not deserving of it. You
Mm-hmm.
do it for you.
Yes, and not for
Yeah, it's what I'm learning. I don't know about therapy just yet. I don't know about creating new positive experiences with these people because these are people that I really do feel like I could live without, but I never know, right? So I'm gonna go through my stages of it and get it out and just be open to forgiving for my
Mm-hmm.
own selfish reasons. And it's perfectly fine to feel that way. If you are somebody that's in a similar situation, take those steps. And I'm gonna drop, let me copy this link. I'm gonna drop this link. Is that copy? I'm gonna drop this link in the on the YouTube page and also in our group for today's topic. If you know somebody that is struggling with forgiving people and it starts to taking a turn internally, uh, and it's not, health wise, you see them declining or the self esteem or the self use are starting to play a part in how they are, how they communicate, then share this article with them or share this live with them too. So we can get them on a path of being just feeling better about it and being open to forgiving people because again we do it for us and not them.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I find any other articles I'll drop them in. Um before we go, is there anything else you want to share with us, Kayla, since you are, the forgiveness queen? Because I can't. I can't. I'm not there.
No, that's it. I'm still, like I said, I'm still working on it as well. I just got some progress that, my main thing is once I got to the point where I met people where they are, I said, aha, okay. Like you tell your kids, you can't expect certain things because you don't disappoint yourself. Once I got that in my brain, and it's a piece of cake now. Okay, I know how you are. I know what to expect.
Hmm. Um, my last words are while you're making it intentional to forgive, create and enforce your boundaries at all time. It's nothing like forgiving somebody, I'm sure, and then they come back and harm or hurt you again in the
Yeah.
same capacity. Stand on business, like they say.
Hmm.
Create the boundary if it's space, if it's access, if it's whatever you got to do. Because you don't like, I know I don't have to deal with these people ever again in life. Like, do I want to in some of these instances? Yeah, I do. I don't want that to be the end all of everything. But I'll have boundaries if I do and enforce those boundaries. That gives them little opportunity to hurt you again in the same aspect. And then removing those expectations from those people, it kind of gives you a fresh start to build that relationship on your own terms. So that's all we got for you today. I believe our call next week for November the 6th. I think it's gonna be November. Jeez.
I know. This
Is
year,
love or lust, and do you know the difference? So
ooh, I gotta research.
our good friend Kelly is gonna be the host of that call. So if you see some engagement, you some questions in the group, I posted one already just prematurely, because I had did the lives out of order. I asked what is lust, so people have answering that question. Um, so we'll see. We'll find some other engaging things to post about love or lust because I think love includes some kind of lust. You
Of
have to
course,
have
you got
some
to get
kind of
more.
lust.
There's levels.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course, but then love goes a little deeper. It's like lust is like a scrape on the ground when you run it and you fall, and it's a
Mhm.
scar, right? I think love is when your bone is broke. I don't know. That's just my analogy. If that makes sense, like you break a
You
bone, it
done
goes
got to the
deep.
white meat and the bone.
Right, right, right. You need surgery at that point instead of just a band-aid. But we'll explore that topic next week. So we will see you guys then and hope to see you engage with us. So we're gonna say good night, y'all.
All right. Thank you, Sharita.